Let's talk about the VTuber audition video. So every single VTuber agency audition has a requirement in their form for you to send in a 3 to 5 minute introduction video to you. That introduction video is to you, not your character. That's the biggest feedback that I've seen, is to avoid being in character, avoid role playing, and to really just introduce yourself. Now, the way that most people will interpret this is my first video. I'm going to show you this actually isn't even my first one. I'm going to show you my very first one, guys. Very, very, very first audition video to Hololive. And this was back in early 2021. And this is before I even got my own model. So I had to use like a generic model I found on the internet. And then we're going to pull up my dang audition here. So this was my previous life. Lena Silver. This is like this whole backstory I made for her. And this was my very first intro into VTubing in general. I had been a streamer for several years before that. I started streaming back in like 2015, but a friend of mine told me that VTubing is like this huge big thing now and you should get into it. You'd probably be really good at it. So the VTuber introduction video, this is my first one. This is my very, very first one. That's good.
If you were a fruit,
this is embarrassing.
You'd be a fine apple.
So let's talk about that really fast. So this was back in the day when YouTube videos like all had like intros. This was like kind of pre Mr. Beast era. I think maybe he was just getting big in early 2021, late 2020. And so that's why everybody had like little intro blobs. And what you just saw me do right here was called a cold open. So back in the intro blob era, this was like the thing to do to get people to like kind of get hooked into your video, where you'd like open with something shocking or some joke. Like I had opened with like a really shitty joke and laughed at it because it was really fucking stupid. And this was valid. I'm gonna be honest with you guys right now. I think this video got about 11 seconds of view time, meaning what we just saw is all they watched. There's a reason for this, guys. You're gonna see me continue to do it. Honestly, I would argue this is a really solid audition.
Catalina Silver, but you can call me Lena for short.
I made lots of jokes in here. Check it. Like this is pretty solid.
I'm years old. Try to do that math.
Yeah.
And I am a cat demon creature demon. I speak English.
It's solid. Anyway, I'm not gonna show too much more of that because like I said, Hololive watched this much of this video. Let me tell you why. They get thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking audition videos. And they all look exactly like this. A VTuber right in the middle. Some of them are actually just black screens. In fact, a lot of them are just black screens and they're just the voice doing the same thing. They get a lot of videos of people just plopping in front of the camera and saying, my name is blah, 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 and I do this, and I do this, and I do this, and I'm good at this, and I'm doing this. They get a lot of videos like that, guys. And they literally can't watch them all. They literally can't. And that's the reason why very early on in my audition career, so to speak, I only got about 11 seconds of view time on my videos. And even though I had 5 minutes, I had clips, I had jokes. And then even in this very first one, I was talking the whole fucking time. I was talking the whole fucking time and telling them everything I could do, all the things that I could fucking do. And they didn't watch a goddamn thing. So that's the first learning. Every single video is just like this. You need to do something different. And I didn't learn this lesson for a while. Even my second audition. So the second time I auditioned for Hololive, it was back in 2021, I think.
Hello,
and that's when I had my model.
My name is Ngozi Mai, and I am the Jungle VTuber. I am so damn excited to finally have the pleasure of being able to audition for you guys. I live in my family.
Again, that's how much they watched. They did not watch any longer than that, 11 seconds. So the second big learning I'm going to tell you is in order for them to watch longer than 11 seconds, like in my experience, if your video looks just like this, you just plopped in the middle of it, talking just this long intro speech for the first whole minute or so, in this case, longer than a minute, they're gonna click away. They're gonna click away. The only way they don't click away, I guarantee, is if you are a really big VTuber that has like 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers. They're probably not gonna click away if you've got that behind you. If you're like me, real little tiny me, they will click away after 10 seconds. So that's the really big learning I got. And it took me a while. I revised this audition, this very same audition. This is my second Nichi Sanji audition. I tried to learn a little bit by clicking or popping stuff in, early on. Unfortunately, Nichi Sanji is a very specific case. I would say they are not like most VTuber agencies in that the widely accepted theory about Nichi Sanji, they're very hush hush. Obviously, they're all hush hush about their processes, but the widely accepted theory is that they filter their audition applications by follower count. Meaning, unless you reach a certain threshold, they ain't gonna watch your shit. I'm 3 for 3 for this. I even just auditioned again. Actually, I think I may be 4 for 4 for this. They straight up won't watch your fucking video. It doesn't matter how good it is. Even my video right now, which is I'm going to show you the intro shortly. They won't watch it because I'm getting filtered out because I don't have a follower count threshold. I think that this is not confirmed, but this is like widely accepted as the practice that they do, because most people just don't get views. They're very selective about whose video they're going to watch. Opinions about why them doing that, I'm not really a fan of them doing that. I kind of prefer, like, if they're going to do that, don't require a video for the first round, just do the written application. But they do, so c'est la vie. And I keep trying, and the reason for it is so that I can learn and so that I can keep evolving. And maybe I don't get into Nichi Sanji ever, but because my video is ever evolving, I'm probably gonna get into another group at some point. So yeah, same thing though. Even if they did watch this, it's difficult because it's the same type of thing. But I did improve a little bit in that I added stuff early on. I was learning, adding little pop-ups early on to keep people engaged. Let me go to my next one. So this audition was for a company called Nexstage. And they were a smaller, brand new VTuber agency that promised a lot of really, really cool stuff. So I really worked really hard on this one. And I tell you what, they watched my whole dang video. Not only did they watch my whole dang video, I got all the way to the interview stage on that audition. That is kind of how I knew that's a really good benchmark of the quality of the video. I knew that I was onto something here because not only did they watch first 10 seconds, they watched the whole fucking thing. We'll talk about the audition stage another time. We're talking about the intro video, but same type of thing though. I think that the biggest thing I had going for me was the small audition pool. And I think that's why, the fact that it was solid quality.
Here was a struggle.
I put jokes in here,
That's kind of me in a nutshell. I'm a lady who makes things happen.
Yeah.
I've been around for a long time.
Check out the little jokes. I put little jokes in there. I wonder if I put the experience thing in there. I really like that. Anyway, I digress. So I started catching on. So now let's fast forward to this is the audition incarnation before the one I just made this weekend. And this one has had a lot of success. This is where I kind of really took on that advice. They will click away after the first 10 seconds. You need to make a splash. You need to show that you're different in that first 10 seconds. And that's when I realized the intro is so fucking important. I see your VTuber audition video as pretty much at least the very first minute of it, or even the first 30 seconds of it, as your channel trailer. You guys know people are on Twitch. People have channel trailers on YouTube. It is that I take this inspiration from movie trailers. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna pick up a movie trailer. There's this thing that movie trailers do these days where they do a preview in the first like 5-ish seconds. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? They do like a preview in like the first 5-ish seconds, and then they get into the trailer. And I think the reason why they do that is because of like the way that video culture and online culture has changed, in such a way that people's attention spans are shorter. They're also going by that same advice that I learned naturally through my auditioning, that you need to grab your viewers' attention in the first 5 to 10 seconds or they will click away. So let's go ahead and do it into, and actually it's Across the Spider-Verse. Across the Spider-Verse. This trailer just came out last night. Checked out what they do here. You see this? Trailer starts now. That first 6 seconds had nothing to do with the actual trailer. It was just like, blah, 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 flash, flash. Like, let's watch it one more time. And I'm not gonna turn the sound on because I don't want to get muted by Twitch, but like, check it. They have big letters. It's super colorful. It's giving you a call to action. It's kind of an overview of what you're about to see. And then it's saying trailer starts now. And then it gets into the actual trailer, which obviously will have a slower start. So I used that same philosophy in my VTuber intro video. And I'm gonna show you it. This is the old incarnation, and I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with it. It's really fucking good. I'm gonna tell you now, it's really good. But it still is not successful, and I'm gonna tell you why.
For as long as I can remember, I've had a unique power. The ability to visit strange and amazing worlds. To Westeros, where I could see the beautiful and awful dance of the dragons change a dynasty forever. I stepped into the shoes of a superhero, and I helped the Avengers defeat Kang the Conqueror and save the multiverse. I dove into an arena on a faraway planet and defeated all of the legends, becoming the ultimate apex predator. I'd done it all, and I'd seen such wonderful things, but I was still alone. Until one day, I discovered I had the power to bring others with me, to make people experience these worlds in a way that they never could have imagined, through my eyes. So, I became a VTuber to share my power with the world. It all awaits you. All you have to do is come with me.
I think I made all the right choices. I should have gone. And then we get into the actual like audition part. So that was about a minute runtime, or like 58 seconds of me telling a story, because that is what makes, if you see any advice on how to make good YouTube videos, how do you get like Mr. Beast, the Mr. Beastification, he can tell a dang story. If you've seen any Mr. Beast video, you can tell, like, you are hooked beginning, middle, and end. It is down to a fucking science with him. It's wild. And the root of it is to tell a story. And that is the direction I pivoted to. And as a result, the average view time of my videos since I started adopting this intro has been longer than a minute. They no longer click away after the first 10 seconds. They're now watching for about a minute. That's good. That's good. They're watching more of the video. That is good. It is something different. It sets the tone right away. You heard the really like intense music in the beginning. We started going to like some pop culture clips that I rotoscoped my way into. So number one, show some skills, some video editing skills that I have, and number two, to just give them something familiar to look at. And that's in the first 10 seconds. That's in the first 10 seconds. Remember, that first 10 seconds is all important. And now it's shocking. They're saying, "Oh my God!" And this is I turned this in at the time House of the Dragon was on the air, so people were like, "Oh shit, I'm watching that movie. I'm watching that show," and that's the effect I was going for, so they can be like, "Holy shit, there's a VTuber in there." And I even like I even made it so that like Rainier is kind of looking dead at me, like we're like making eye contact. Like there's little details in there that's making this really really cool to watch. And I guarantee not a lot of people did something like this. If anybody fucking did anything like this, they didn't do it this good. So It's a really, really, really good intro. It's captivating. The music is very dramatic. It's telling a story. It's got some really cool visuals. This visual is like one of my favorite, because the idea is my idea around storytelling is that I'm trying to convey that I'm the pop culture VTuber. Like, my whole thing is all about pop culture. I'm a pop culture fucking encyclopedia. Excuse me. All of my content just really revolves around pop culture. And that is the story I was trying to make from this, is that I have the ability to share these worlds, to visit these worlds, and to share them through my eyes with my viewers. And again, like this actually got me to the second round multiple times of the second round of auditioning multiple times. Like, this was a very good audition. What's wrong with it? Like I mentioned, the average view time is about 1 minute to about maybe 1:30 here. And it's recent advice I've gotten, in that the VTuber agencies are kind of tired of seeing role playing. I'm not really role playing here. I am telling a story, but it can come off as me doing lore. They're tired of seeing lore in intro videos. They don't want to fucking see it, because the idea is that when they hire you, you'll make up the lore later. They really want to see how you are as a performer. They really want to just like see you, not your character. They want to see you. So I struggled. I'm sitting here like, okay, so how do I show them me in the first 10 seconds and hook them in the first 10 seconds? How do I give them something different that they haven't seen before? As well, and at the same time, land the main things I want to get across, that, you know, that I'm a streamer, that I'm a pop culture expert and all this stuff. How do I get them to do that, and how do I keep it exciting? So I brainstormed and came up with some ideas on how I could try to do that. I'm going to show you my current intro to my VTuber audition right now. This is Spada! They stole my bones!
We will smile until the end.
This is Did Y'all See That? Are you ready? All right, guys, dick alert. Nothing about that sentence was okay. Ah! So that is the current intro to my VT, and this is, what is it, 20 seconds long? It's fucking short. No, it's 30 seconds long. It's short as shit. It's really, really short. You notice I cut that in half. I cut the intro in half. It used to be a minute. Now it's 30 seconds. And I think, and the what I was seeing when they were reviewing my videos is that they would get to the end of that 1 minute intro, and then they only get like 30 seconds into my actual clips, the actual things I was trying to show. So that's why I kind of took inspiration from movie trailers. In that you saw what they did. They show you this like really exciting little blurb at the beginning, and then they get into the real shit. So that's what I did. I used very dramatic music. I used some kind of advanced video editing skills. I created this 3D space and did camera work. It was a lot. I mean, it was a lot of fucking work. And I think it's really important to show production value in here. Showed a couple of like very brief clips. I was very, very mindful of the beats and the music, trying to make things land on do, 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 do. Like, it was really important to kind of land those things. And it makes it so that this viewing experience is fucking exciting. Tell me you were not excited to watch more after watching this. That's the idea. So that is the biggest advice I can give. This latest advice I have not, it's very brand new. I just started doing this weekend, so I don't really have any metrics to back it up, but I think this is the direction that all of those learnings were going in. To Mr. Beastify your VTuber intro. And what this does is it immediately sets you apart from the thousands of other auditions they're seeing that are just like the ones I showed you before. Someone standing in the middle and talking about themselves. This is different. This will catch their eye from the first fucking moment. You see this very first animation will catch their eye immediately. So that is the biggest advice I can give. Yeah, that is the intro video. That is where I'm at. Again, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not in a VTuber agency. But if you were kind of lost and really wondering what the hell, what do I do? I will say I've had success with this. I have had success with VTuber agencies actually watching my fucking videos because I'm improving the intro. So, all right, that's that. Let's go ahead and play a fucking video game.